So now our next topic is cross product or vector product. Now in dot product we already studied that when there are multiplication of two vectors, it can give us a scalar quantity as well as a vector quantity. When the multiplication is giving me a scalar quantity, when we are multiplying two vectors and it is giving me a scalar quantity, it is known as scalar product. In this case, what happens? There are these two vectors and there is a operator dot, which means A's magnitude, B's magnitude and cos of theta between them. It is giving me only the magnitude term, that is scalar term. What is vector product? In a vector product, we take two quantities, two vector quantities, and we multiply it to get a quantity which is also a vector. Okay, so since it is giving me a vector product, that is why we call it as vector product. The operator which is used is known as cross. Okay. For example, like torque or moment of force. Okay, what is that? Force into displacement, perpendicular displacement. Force is a vector quantity, displacement is a vector quantity, resultant, the result of the product is torque, that is also a vector quantity. But what is the meaning of A cross B? So A cross B means A's magnitude, B's magnitude, and here we will take the sine of theta between A and B. And here the most important part is n cap, means this is the magnitude. See, A is also magnitude, B is also magnitude, sine theta is also giving me a number, that is a magnitude. So I will attach a unit cap to it which will give me the direction of my product. Okay, so A cross B is written like this. Now the unit vector that we are considering is perpendicular to both the direction of A and direction of B. But how is it different from scalar product? Let us understand it with the help of an example. Now, suppose A vector is 5 Newton, B vector is 2 meter, force into displacement, suppose it is given. Now, if I take A cross B and the angle between them is 30 degree. If I take A cross B, it is A's magnitude is 5, B's magnitude is 2 and sine of 30, that is sine 30 is half. So 2 and 2 get cancels out, we get 5. If I take B cross A, again B is 5, A is 2, half, again we get 5. Is it correct? It is wrong. How? Here we haven't written anything about the direction. So let us see what happens with the considering the direction. Let us see its physical significance. Now, this was suppose vector A, this was vector B, and this is the angle between them. Now, the product of A and B is giving me how much? It is giving me 5 newtons. Okay, 5 newton meters. Now this 5 newton meters will be in which direction? So it should be perpendicular to both A to B. Now to know the direction, we use a law which is known as right hand thumb rule or a screw rule. Both the things we'll see. Let us first understand right hand thumb rule. Now, right hand thumb rule, according to this, what we will do, this A, the direction of A, I will keep my fingers in such a way, okay, and I will come to B, okay, the direction of B, A cross B I am doing, so from A I will come to B, so I have to move my fingers like this, okay, so that my thumb is directing in which direction? Upward. Now, if A and A is in x-axis and B is in y-axis, yes or no? This is my copy. So this is x-axis, positive x-axis. This is negative x-axis. Suppose this is the origin point. Positive x-axis, negative x-axis, positive y-axis, negative y-axis. What is the z-axis over here? Z will be either outwards of the plane or inside the plane. Okay. Similarly, if this is vector A, okay, and if I want to come to vector B, I'll curl my finger like this and the thumb will give me the direction of my product, scalar product. So can you say what is this direction? This is plus of z-axis, that is k direction. Now if I want to take B cross A, okay, now if I want to take B cross A, it means this angle, okay, so what I'll do, B cross A, I could have also taken this one, but since we always consider the angle which is less than 180 degree as the angle between the two vectors, so it will be in this direction, B cross A, B cross A. So again put the fingers here, can I curl it this way? No. So what I have to do? I have to put it like this. Okay, when I put the fingers like this, what is my, and if I bring this curl like this, so what is my finger pointing? It is pointing downwards. Yes, so this is giving me the direction of the product. So when I'm doing B cross A, it is giving me minus of what? Minus of Z axis, so minus of K. So from here can we say that A cross B is giving me the positive value in the same 5 Newton meter. Suppose here same 5 Newton meter, but the direction is opposite. So here A cross B is not equals to B cross A, whereas it is A cross B is equal to minus of B cross A. That is this direction and this direction. Okay. So cross product is defined as the product of magnitude of the two vectors and the sign of angle between them with a unit vector which is perpendicular to the plane of A and B. A vector's magnitude, B vector's magnitude multiplied together, sine of the angle between them, and a unit vector which is perpendicular to both A and B. Similarly, here also we'll have some special cases. When sine theta is equal 0, okay, when the angle is 0, what will be the value of A cross B? We know sine 0 is equals 0. So it will be 0. Again, what are the other cases when this A cross B will be 0? It will be either unit vector A is 0, either unit vector B is 0, or sine theta is 0. Then in all these cases, A cross B will be 0. So here can you understand, there we studied when it was parallel, so that it was giving us the maximum value. Here what is happening? Here we are getting, when the vectors are parallel, we are getting the 0 value. Then when it is 90 degree, then we know sine 90 is equals 1. So here cross product will be maximum. Then properties. Here these does not obey your commutative law. Okay, A cross B is not equals to B cross A. Just now we saw why, because A cross B is equals to minus of B cross A. Then next is your distributive law. Yes, it will obey distributive law. It obeys distributive law. Distributive law means A cross B plus C, suppose it is like this, so it will be equal to A cross B plus A cross C. Here also we will see the dot product of orthogonal unit vectors. So what are the, cross product, not dot, it is cross product of orthogonal unit vectors. So suppose this is I cap, this is j cap, and this is k cap. What are orthogonals? When all these three angles are perpendicular to each other, all the three axes. Let us consider again parallel vectors. So parallel vectors, I cross I means this direction only, there are both the vectors are in same direction, that is I, then other one is also in I. So I cross I means I is magnitude sine of theta into n cap. So I cross I sine theta, what is the angle? Theta is 0, sine 0 is 0. So in the same way, if I take k cross k, 0. If I take j cross j, 0. So here we get a very important result, that is I cross I is equals to j cross j is equals to k cross k, which is equals to 0. Okay. Let us consider the perpendicular vectors. Here perpendicular is very important. See. Now tell me one thing, that here this 0, before coming to this, here this 0 whatever we are getting, it is having a direction or not? Yes, it is having a direction. In the very first class when we were studying about types of vectors, we studied that this 0 is having, there is a vector known as 0 vector, having 0 magnitude but having a direction. So this is that 0 vector we were talking about. Now perpendicular vectors. What happens to perpendicular vectors? Suppose there is I cross j. So I and j are perpendicular to each other. So sine 90 is 1. But what about n cap? What about the unit vector? See here. Now suppose I want to find I cross j. I cross j. See, what is the vector? K, in k direction, positive k. Suppose I want to find j cross I. So it will be minus k. It means that the result of I and j will be k. The result of j and I will be minus of k. So from here we draw a very easy your diagrammatic result like this. Suppose I keep I, J and K in a anti-clockwise manner, or if you take any one direction, if you want, you can write it like this also, I, J and K, okay, as you want. So suppose I have written here I, J and K in anti-clockwise. So just we have to remember that I and J will give me K, J and K will give me I, K and I will give me J. Okay, similarly, if I take J and K, I'll get minus J and I will get minus K. I and K I will get minus J, and J and I will K and J I'll get minus I. So in this direction positive values, in this direction negative values. Why, you have understood? Okay, so I dot J I dot J, I vector, J vector, sine 90 and n cap. So I vector is a unit vector, magnitude is 1, J vector is a unit vector, magnitude is 1, cos 90 is 1. So all these three things are giving us magnitude as 1 and unit vector is giving me K direction. Similarly, J and I is giving me J vector's magnitude, I vector's magnitude, sine 90 and unit cap. So again I am getting here minus K. So I dot J K, J dot K I, K dot I J. So we have to remember just I, J and K. So I dot J K, J dot K I, K dot I J in this way, and the opposite will give me the negative directions. Very fast, let us come to one example. Suppose A is 5I, B is 2K. So if I want to find A cross B, so A cross B, so 5I cross 2J, so 5 2s are 10, and I cross J, I cross K, I cross K. Let us see. I cross K, so we are going in opposite direction, so it will be minus J. So we got here result minus J. If I want to find B cross A, so it will be again 2K cross 5I. So it will give me 10. How much K cross I will be? K cross I will be just opposite to it, that is J, in positive direction. Okay, understood? So from here we are getting very important result that A cross B is equal to minus B cross A. Now Cartesian coordinate form. So again, if there are two vectors written in Cartesian coordinate form and if I want to find the cross product of it, so again this will be very lengthy. 2I into 3I, 2I into 2J. Then if I want to find the cross product, so it will be like this. 3 2 is 6, I cross I, 3 into 2, J cross, 2 into 2, I cross J, then 2 into 3, I cross K, then again 3 into J, 3J into 3I, then like this it will go long process. So instead of doing it such a large process, see in scalar product we got only 3 values. Okay, I with I, J with J and K with K. But here you see you are getting a lot of numbers of values because I and I will be 0, so this will remove, but here we have to find all the other values. It will give us value as 1, so and it will also have a direction. So how to do it easily? So alternative method, see, it is very easy. Suppose A cross B I want to find. Okay, so A is x component, y component, z component. I'll write here. B is x component, y component, z component right here. Here we will write at the unit vectors I, J and K. Now how to solve it? First, when we consider I, try to understand this is a determinant. Okay, you will study this in class 12th, but now you have to just learn how to find the cross product. Okay, this is a process. Now suppose this is I. Okay, so I'll write it right here first I. Now leave this and leave this, both the lines, both the rows and column, you leave it. Leave this whole column, leave this whole row. Now 4 parts we are getting. Multiply these two minus these two. Multiply these two minus multiplication of these two. AYBZ minus BYAZ. Similarly, the next line, when we will come to the next row, we will write here minus sign, with a minus sign. Why this is happening, what is happening, you will study everything in detail when you go to 12th class determinants chapter. Okay, no need to worry about that. Just here you see it is J. So here we will use second term, we will use negative sign. Again leave this row, leave this column, you come to leave this row, leave this column, you will come to, you will left with this and this term, leave this and leave this. So you will get how much? AX BZ minus bx az, bx az. Then we'll come to k. So again we'll take positive. One positive, other negative, again positive. Positive, negative, positive. K. Now we will leave this and this row, this column leave. So how much we are getting? ax by minus bx ay. Bx ay. Okay. Very easy to solve. Okay. Suppose for this question only. Suppose here it is given I, j and k. So here I'll write I, j and k. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 3, 2, 3. 3, 2, 3. See the answer, it will be so easy. I cap, leave this. 3 into 3, 9. 4 to the 8. 9 minus 8. Minus of j. Leave this. 2 into 3, 6. Minus 4 into 3, 12. 6 minus 12. Then k in positive. Again this, leave it. So 2 into 2, 4. Minus 3 is 9. Solve it. 9 minus 8, 1. So I cap. 6 minus 12. 6 again. Minus 6. Minus and minus get cancels out. Plus 6k. And k cap value 4 minus 9. That will be minus 5k. Okay. Understood? Suppose another question if we do. A is 2i, 3jk. So ijk, 2. Here 3. This one 1. Here also 1. Here minus 1. So minus 1. Here 2 is there. So 2. Just solve it. I. So we'll close this. 3 2 is 6. Minus of minus 1. So minus of minus 1 will be plus 1. Similarly, for j, we'll use a negative sign. One is positive, one is negative, then again positive. This is positive, this is negative, again positive. So minus j. Again close these two. 4 minus 1. 4 minus 1. Again for k, plus k. Again close this. Minus 2 plus 3 minus of plus 3, so minus 3. So minus 2 minus 3. Just solve it once, you'll get the answer. This is the way we do cross product.